One of the challenges of funding cutting-edge R&D in industry was who will be accountable for the failure. Unlike DARPA in the US, which has a mandate from their Senate and Congress, where if failures occur also, they don't have to answer to the Senate why they have caused loss to the taxpayer. In fact, if you look at only 10 to 15% of DARPA projects succeed, because they really look at moonshots when it comes to technologies. We don't have such a mechanism in India. DRDO, if our projects fail, we have to answer to CAG, we have to answer to Parliament why loss has been caused to the government. But R&D has to be looked at as an investment, not as an expenditure. Because even if a project fails and you fail fast, the lessons that you learn from that R&D can be used in several other places. So this mechanism, hopefully we are now looking at also a separate chapter for R&D in our GFR. Secretary DST has been tasked to come up with such a chapter, and I hope this will happen soon. This will then help us in funding cutting-edge R&D in startups, MSMEs, even large industries, which will then speed up our innovation. Because if you look at innovation, the larger the organization gets, innovation becomes slower. Because necessarily bureaucracy comes in, because if you have to run a large organization, you have to have structures. So innovation is best done in startups, MSMEs, which are very flexible. It is driven only by passion, not by structures meant to control efficiency, control expenditure, which necessarily is true in all large organizations, whether in the government or in the private sector. So this needs to happen, and I'm sure in the next couple of years this change will also happen in the country.